So we'll discuss different type of business models and with some basic and quick examples. But before that, what is important to keep in mind? The first important thing is there is no single commonly accepted business model, which is a very, very important thing to keep in mind. And of course, there's no typology for a business model. So this is one of the things, no commonly accepted business model. And that's why they call no pure business model. And they're given the example of Amazon. Now we have been discussing Amazon. In fact, I shared some videos of Amazon with you as well. Amazon is a company which is in the news lately, by the way, because of few reasons. Those of you who read news, they may know that Amazon is in the news these days. In fact, who know? Who have any idea of what is going on in Amazon? Anyone have any idea why Amazon is in the news? One is a good reason and one is not so good reason. So Amazon is in the news for one good reason and one bad reason. That's important for you to know.
Because they changed the CEO.
They changed the CEO. Okay. So who is the CEO now? It's not Jeff Bezos? Mustafa?
Yes, sir.
When did they change the CEO?
I think I heard it like last 2 weeks.
Okay. What else?
Uh,
So that is a good news or that is a bad news?
I think this is bad news.
That is a bad news, okay?
They didn't change it yet, but they are in the way to change it.
Okay. So I didn't know about that news, but anyway, thank you for sharing that news. As of my information, I think Jeff Bezos is still the CEO, but anyway, let's wait. Yes, Hamid?
Yes, sir. So the last few days, I saw the news that the Amazon drivers in US, they urinate in bottles.
Ooh, say it again.
Yeah. So in the US, the
Yeah.
Amazon drivers, they urinate in bottles.
Okay, so the issue that is in the news is related to that, by the way, that you have mentioned. Anybody else know about anything? So there is a good news and there is a bad news. These are bad news that Mustafa and Hamid is sharing. Anyone else know about the Amazon story recently? No? Okay, so the Amazon, the good news is that Amazon is soon, according to the analysts, reaching $1 trillion of net worth. They're still away a couple of billions, but they are reaching that much amount, which is like a huge amount. $1 trillion company. I think as of now it is 185 or 180, and because of the pandemic, actually it doubled. So it is now double of what it was before the pandemic, and you can see that there is a rapid growth in in Amazon and the revenue that they're generating. So that's a good part. But the bad part is actually really bad. And I was also astonished to know that see these companies sometimes hide information. That the same thing, the same bad news, the same kind of news was in the highlights about Apple company as well a couple of years ago. And the news is that Amazon is in hot waters because of their poor working conditions for the employees. And I was astonished when I watched that news and that documentary this weekend actually. And Amazon is now fighting for solving this issue. They say that now our conditions are very good, and of course it's Amazon, and there's a multi-billion-dollar company, so they're injecting a lot of money and letting people talk positive about them, even some of their employees. But internal news is that their working conditions are not very, very good. especially when it comes to fair pay, fair wage. So fair wage issues are in the hotspot, in the highlights, and the working conditions, and related to what Hamid mentioned, that see, like um, their drivers may not get time to go to the restroom. So you can see that, pessimistically speaking. So, but anyway, Amazon is considered a famous company, and Amazon is considered a successful company. And even about Amazon, they say that even their model may not be suitable for your business. So don't think that taking a model as it is for your company. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. I've noticed even some of the people, they have actually replicated exactly the same, like a ditto copy of the existing model. Sometime it works, sometime it fails, but majority of the time, according to the book, it will fail. So make sure that you adjust the business model, and that's why they say that the success lies in customization of the business model. Um, the previous statements also does not mean that you do not take models, or do not get inspiration from, or do not read the examples, or do not follow the other business models. Of course, you have to do that, but the other previous bullet points emphasizing on no single business model fits all. That's what it emphasizes on, that there is not a single model, one single model that can be applicable industry wide. See, we are talking about industries here. So a model that the DG is using, common sense says that it should be used in by Maxis and by Cellcom, by other telecommunication industry players as well. But this book says that no, that is not a good strategy. The good strategy is that all the players in an industry, like for example, DG is one, Maxis is another, Cellcom is another, U Mobile is another. So all these have to make sure to customize the business model designed for that industry, to fit their own business, because businesses, even though they are in the same industry, are significantly different from each other or from one another. And that takes me to another important point, and I have to write it so that you remember. And that is that it means that we have, broadly speaking, I've not yet shown you the business models. It means that we have something which is called industry business model, and then we also have something which is called your companies, and we of course call it only business model, right? Companies business model. So the industry and the company, what is the difference between the industry? Industries are, for example, education industry, telecommunication industry, banking industry. But in these industries, we have a lot of companies, and the companies should follow their own business model. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? This is very important to note it down, that we have industry specific business models, which means that there will be a template, and that template is designed for the industry where your company is operating. So suppose if your company is a bank, so you have to follow the business model of banking industry. If your company is a telecommunication industry, a telecommunication company, then you have to follow the business model of telecommunication industry, and so on and so forth. So it gives me an impression that there is, you have to understand that there are templates or some guidelines which are industry specific. And for example, one of the things you will see in the business model canvas, which I'm going to give you, or a business model template, is that you have to find out your target customers or customers. So you, based on the customer segment, the customer needs and wants, it definitely differs from industry to industry. So industry specific business models and company business models. Now it also validates the bullet point which is mentioned here, that is customization. Why customization? It means that if you are working in a specific industry, you have to take that business model of the industry where your business is operating and then customize it or tune it or redesign it to fit your own business. That's what this point says. And how do we do that? We do that over a business model canvas. A business model canvas is a diagram, is a table where you put the ingredients of business models. And what are the ingredients? We will discuss that when we get to the business models. Let's get to the three types of business models that are explained, or the three categories of business model that are explained in your book, in your slides. The first one is traditional business models. The traditional business models are also called offline business models. Now, this traditional business model is further divided into two business models. So traditional or also called offline business models. Note it down with you. The traditional business models are further, which is not explained here in this part, but you have to understand it. I'm covering it from another source. So traditional or offline business models are divided into two. The first one is the offline models that works on the web, and offline models that do not work on the web. Now, who can explain these two to me? It's self-explanatory, but I want you to understand it. Traditional business models, offline business models that works on the web, and traditional business models which do not work on the web. Simply, anybody want to participate, or you are sleepy? How many of you are with me? Raise your hands. Okay, Fawaz, are you there? Fawaz is not here. Fawaz, we are missing you. Fawaz Sulaiman.
So I'm here, sir. So sorry, I went to another room.
You went to another room. Okay, that's
Yeah, I take something.
okay. As long as you ran back, so it's a good workout in my classes as well. That normally you go around and then you hear me calling your name and then you run back. So it's a good exercise as well. Back to the story. So we have offline business models, and we have in offline business model those models which are compatible with the web, which means that if your company is a type of company which is a brick and mortar company, which is a physical company, and it also have existence online, so then you will follow a traditional business model that also works on the web. But if you have a company which does not have online existence, or you don't care about online existence, then you follow the business models that is not compatible with the web, which is not compatible with the online environment. Now, why I'm explaining that? Because there are certain businesses which may not require their business model to be present or to be compatible with the web. Who can give me an example of businesses that do not care or do not want or do not have any existence on the web? We have hundreds and thousands of businesses currently, right now, who follow business modeling, but they don't care about their presence on the web. Who will tell me? Lower down your hand, and those who know the answer will raise up the hands. Okay, we have every time only Naif is going to speak in the classes. What about the rest of you? Naif is scoring good here, by the way. Okay, Aini Saleha. Saleha?
Sorry, sir, I just mistake raise my hand.
But what do you think? What could be the businesses around you which needs only a traditional offline business model without caring about their presence on the web? Think and look around you. You will find. Tell me.
Sir, hello.
Ayuni will tell me. Ayuni Saliha will tell me.
Okay.
Come on, Saliha, we are waiting for you. There are quite a number of Salihas, so I'm specifically referring to Ayuni Saliha, who mistakenly clicked on the raise hand button, but now she's stuck. And now she'll be cursing that time when she pressed that button. Don't worry, it's just a friendly chit chat. So even if you don't know the answer, give me a wrong answers. I normally like wrong answers.
So can it be like the stall?
Yes, very good. Clap for you. That's a good answer. That's actually absolutely correct answer. The stalls. Yes, another Saliha want to contribute. Thank you, Aini. Noha Saliha.
Yeah, I was thinking about Giant Supermarket.
Ooh, Giant Supermarket is using very, very contemporary business models. Giant Supermarket is using not only the business model that is offline, but they're also using the internet enabled models and the mobile dependent models. So they're actually using three of them that you can see on the slide. They're using three of them. We have Giant available. You know, Giant have an app as well, right? Ayuni? Sorry, not Ayuni. What is it? Other Saliha. Saliha?
Yes.
Giant have an app, right?
I wasn't aware of that.
Really?
Yes, but they are not really active, right, sir?
They all of them, all these big companies like Jesco, Tesco, Giant, now they have apps as well where you can buy. Even Jaya Grocer have an app where you can buy. Why I said even Jaya Grocer, because Jaya Grocer is now keeping now pacing up. Jaya Grocer up till now was not that big, but I can see that they are expanding very rapidly around KL. So even Jaya Grocer have an app now that you can buy products from them online, which means that they have mobile and internet models as well. Thank you for your feedback. Let's go to Senan. Senan, what do you want to say?
So I thought of small tea shops.
Yes, exactly. Small shops, small stalls. The pasar shops. We call it the pasar, right? The markets outside on the roads. You see that on previously the pandemic have ruined everything, but previously it was so beautiful that every Wednesday on outside the second gate we used to have a very nice, long, rich bazaar where you could find multiple items like fruits and food items. I don't know whether it is still there or not, but these kind of bazaars or these kind of stalls or these kind of businesses would not worry about the model working on the web. In fact, some of these will come up with the model in their brain, so they don't have any written model. Quite a number of business do that. Or for example, the stores or the shops or the businesses that you see when you walk around this Bukit Bintang road, not the physical brick and mortar stores, some of these as well, but mostly when they are on the footpath sitting with a nice, or with the truck shops, for example, or the tuck shops, these shops normally don't have to worry about their web presence or their model working on the web. So thank you for the feedback. We have internet enabled models. These models require your active presence on the internet, and these models are normally cloud-based models. These models work with the internet. So success would be difficult without internet, which means it's not impossible, but success would be difficult if you're offline. So your presence online is very, very important. These are called internet enabled models. That it is a business model. It may have the ingredients of the traditional business model. What are the ingredients? We'll discuss that, don't worry. So they have the ingredients of the business models, but what do they have different is that they are totally internet based. So they will not work offline. Simple as that. Can anybody give me how many of you know of internet-based models that without the internet it will not work? Now,
In
don't
app,
confuse you.
sir. In
Nowadays,
app store.
wait, I'm coming. A lot of the time, the internet and mobile are integrated now. So because nowadays we use internet on the mobile, to be honest with you. So let's think about it from both perspectives. That if there is no internet, it will not work. I will go to first Khalidi. Khalidi.
Shopee, sir.
Shopee, yeah, okay, very nice. Yeah, correct. Shopee or Lazada or Amazon. Yes, Abu Bakr?
Sir, even the social media like Facebook and
Yes, very good. But that's absolutely correct answer. Yes, Mustafa?
Crowdfunding platforms.
Who?
Crowdfunding platforms.
Crowdfunding, okay. Crowdfunding can be traditional and internet based at the same time, but especially those crowdfunding which are only social crowdfunding, social media crowdfunding, or online crowdfunding, yes, which does not work without the internet, or who do not have any physical account. That you like, there are internet based crowdfunding that I know that they will give you a physical what do you call, an account number and bank details, where you can send them money from Western Union or standing in your bank counter. Then it does not come in this category, but yes, somehow. Okay, let's go to Alia. Yes, Alia, we cannot hear you. Let's go to Noor Maisara.
Netflix, sir.
Yes, correct. But Netflix nowadays are using the offline model as well, where you can actually download and see or watch the movies without the internet. Yes, Hamid?
The e-wallets and also PayPal.
Yes, very good. Oh, a lot of these e-wallets, normally, not all of them, but a lot of them requires your active internet. Without it, it will not work. So you got the idea. These are called internet-enabled models. Why they are different? I'll come to those who are raising hands. Who is that? My microphone keeps. What is that? My microphone keeps turning off by itself, but I meant to answer. Google itself won't work without internet. I think Google will work without internet. You can access Google platforms which are already installed in your phone without internet. You cannot update them. I'm using Google Calendar without internet, actually. I don't have internet, but I still use Google Calendar. I hope you got the idea, Alia. When we say internet enabled, we are referring to those which will absolutely not work without internet. So you will get an error. You will, like for example, Shopee or Lazada is a very good example. You will not be able to see it, anything. You click on Lazada or Shopee, it will not work without internet. So just an example. What you can do, Alia, is that you can go offline and then join back. Hopefully your microphone will start working, inshallah. But don't take 1 hour to go and come back. Do it fast. Let's get back to the topic. Now we have mobile-based business models. When we say mobile-based business models, we know that I'm sure that you're aware as well. You're the generation of technology. I always call you the generation of technology. Nowadays, a lot or majority of the people are using smartphones and doing their work even from smartphones. So they don't actually go and use internet on the laptop or on the desktop. They use internet on the mobile as well. But why they are written separately? Because there are a lot of mobile apps which would not require internet. So it is only mobile friendly, and they will not work on the computers, or they are not compatible with the computers. They are only mobile friendly. That's why the mobile friendly business models, either offline or online, are called mobile dependent models. And the best example, the best of best example nowadays would be all this QR scanning, which are mobile friendly. It requires you to have a smartphone with a camera, an app, They are so much mobile dependent. Anybody have any other example of mobile friendly or mobile dependent business model? Like without the mobile, it will not work. Yes, Naif?
Sir, Snapchat.
Yes. Yeah, most of the apps that we have, which requires you to use camera, the mobile camera, are in that category. But any other one without the camera, which
Yeah,
are
I was thinking really any social media app that I use, I can use it on my computer, like Twitter, Facebook,
I know
WhatsApp.
that's why
But Snapchat use it
that's
on.
why I specifically mentioned the camera, where the camera functions. So I agree with you. The Snapchat without the camera, how would you think of Snapchat without the camera? I think you can still use it on the computer, but of course you cannot post things. You can just watch around. I've not tried it on the computer, by the way. I've never tried Snapchat on the computer. Someone else can verify that. But can anybody think of a business model which is mobile dependent but don't require camera?
Is it Uber, Grab,
Sorry?
Uber?
Uber, yes, very good, very good, very good. Yes, yes, yes. Your Uber or your Grab is a very good example, which are mobile dependent, which does not require camera. Or it reminded me of, for example, the Waze or the Google Maps as well, which are mobile friendly, which are mobile dependent, but it does not require camera. We have something in the chat. We have in the chat Lujan saying Lazada. Lazada can be mobile dependent as well, but they have both actually. It is internet enabled mobile dependent, and it also works on the computer as well. Here the strict definition of mobile dependent would be that their main priority, their main platform is mobile. Lazada and Shopee and all those, their main platform may be mobile now, but it was not mobile. Originally, it was a computer-based, a web-based platform. So it was actually originally on the web. It's a Lazada website. Now they are becoming apps. So I hope that you got the idea. Anybody else want to contribute? Lujan, are you clear? I hope.
Yeah, sir, I'm clear. And also maybe Spotify is.
Yes, Spotify. We have cloud. We have cloud. They call it what? Cloud. SoundCloud, for example, where you have songs which are. But I think it can be accessed offline as well. So yeah, that's why I told you that now the internet and mobile are so much interlinked that it is getting tough to distinguish between them. But you already got, alhamdulillah, what I wanted to explain. Let's go and check some of the examples quickly. These examples you can search by yourself. The most important part in these examples, which are the traditional offline models that works on the web, you already know what I'm talking about, but these are the examples from the book with some subtypes. On this part of the slide, on the left part of the slide, you can see the models, it means the submodels of the traditional models. These are the examples in the middle, and this is just slight explanation of the companies or the model. So we have in the traditional offline business models that works on the web are the advertising models, which supports advertisement, and they give an example of YouTube. We have brokerage models on the internet. The brokerage model means that they're the intermediaries that helps you find things, find the products or the services of your choice. We have fundraising models, which focuses on fundraising. They work on the web. These are traditional, original models, but now they are tuned or redesigned to fit in the online or web environment. Then we have intermediaries. Intermediaries, some of you may already know, we have advertisements, and then we have intermediaries. So anybody know the difference between advertisements and intermediaries? Anyone? Lujan?
Sir, I'm just gonna take a guess. I think advertisements are made to promote something, while the other one is more like informative about the quality of the product.
Both of them are about the product itself, but there is a slight technical difference that I want to hear from you. Anybody else?
Sir, sorry, did you say the difference between advertising and infomercial?
Yes, but I'm here relating it with the intermediaries. They are related to the what do you call the channel of distribution that we discussed earlier.
Advertisement is mainly for television, and infomercials will be.
No, I'm not talking about infomercials. I'm talking about intermediaries. Intermediaries. This is intermediaries. Intermediary, not infomercials. Infomercial. You have brought in another term, and I'm sure that some of the students will already know. Advertisements are those which are less than 1 minute. Infomercials are those which are longer than 1 minute. That is a simple explanation of that. Naif, you got it right. That is a simple explanation. Advertisements are
Not aware of that. Sorry.
Advertisements are shorter and infomercials are longer. But here it is intermediary. We're talking about intermediaries here. We're talking about the channel members here. We're talking about the supply chain here. But I'm relating it with advertisements because the answer is related to advertisements. I'm not distinguishing between the advertisement and infomercial. Here I'm talking about advertising and intermediaries. Intermediaries.
Sir, can I try again?
Okay.
Okay, since it's intermediary, which is similar to intermediary, so I would assume that it's like something like a middleman that collects information.
You're close. You're close actually. So the main purpose of advertisement is providing information, right? So I take it from there to relate it to that. So I asked you what would be the difference between advertisement and intermediaries. Now, advertisement is the main purpose is to provide information. Intermediaries are all those people in the channel of distribution whose main purpose is to provide information. So they call it intermediary. An intermediary can be an intermediary at the same time. An intermediary is a person or an organization that helps facilitate the process of flow of product. But as the product moves, it's not only the product, but at many times it's the information that it also flows with the product. So that's why the term intermediary was introduced. Now, to talk strictly in terms of internet, intermediaries refer to especially those websites which can provide you information about products, which can provide you information about companies. Do you want me to write it there? Quickly, not a lot of intermediaries in terms of internet. Intermediary is equal to, in internet terms, right? Internet, those websites that provides you information about products and or companies. So why it is called intermediary? Because it provides information and they work as a link between producer and consumer. So it can be a consumer intermediary and it can be a producer intermediary. Just a quick explanation, not related to this chapter, but these are the models which are intermediary model. The examples are given in your book and here as well. Then we have direct manufacturers models. Then we have merchant or e-commerce models. We have subscription-based models, and we have utility-based models. These are the sub-models related to traditional offline models that works on the web. Then we have models that those models which are successful and could not exist without the web, the internet enabled model, for example. We have affiliates, we have the distributed autonomous organization, DAO. Let me write it. DAO is what? Distributed autonomous organizations.
So
What is it? Sorry?
What is the DAO?
Yeah, the meaning of it is also written here. I just wrote it again. So the distribute is written here as well. Distributed autonomous organizations are those organizations which are a leader without a leader. So they don't have any single leader. It is without a single leader, and it is operated autonomously. You got it?
For example, sir.
That's what I'm searching for now. The example of give me a second, let me search for some example. You can also search for some examples. I'm thinking of, they've given the example of the DOA hub, but it's a United States related example. Give me 1 second. Okay. Well, in the book, it is also explained as a decentralized organization, but in the internet, they've given the name to it as autonomous, distributed autonomous organizations. And when I was searching for the example, they have given an example of blockchains. They've given an example of venture capital funding. That is what is I'm searching for in the internet. Or those who are owners of tokens, something like that. And the most famous one that they have highlighted, Naif, I think you asked, the most famous one that they have highlighted is the crypto platform. But the crypto platform is coming next as well. So the crypto platform will come further as well. But here in the autonomous, where there is no leader, they included the cryptocurrencies in, or the crypto banking or the crypto system in the DOA, which is the distributed autonomous organization, whereas though no single leader controlling or managing the whole business model. The business model changes over time as it is internet enabled. Then you have the crowdfunding or the community related models, which are internet enabled, but I think Mustafa or someone also gave the example of crowdfunding or crowdsourcing. Then we have machine to machine. M to M means machine to machine internet enabled models. And the example of these, again, related to the machine learning, the artificial intelligence that we discussed in the first few topics. So these are the models which are enabled only on the internet, and without the internet, these models will not work. The example of the mobile models are, the mobile dependent models are specifically apps, but the apps that they have the ad support. We have freemiums, we have premiums as well. We have the artificial, the augmented reality and the virtual reality related models. We have games, we have loyalty and coupons, we have on demand, and we have payment systems, which comes in the categories of mobile dependent. I told you that the mobile dependent and the internet are nowadays so much interlinked that take an example of the cryptocurrencies or the online banking, or a lot of these e-wallets would normally not work without the internet. You need to have an active internet to make it work. I'm not sure if the apps like Boost or GrabPay or Touch and Go Pay works without the internet. Can anybody verify? I think the Boost, it will not work, I think. Yes or no?
Sir, they don't work without.
They don't work, right? So that is, which means that these are mobile internet enabled. So you can see that they have merged two models together, and that is what I was trying to emphasize on, that normally one or two or all of these three models can be merged together. These were just examples that we already discussed. I'll be a little quick because we're running out of time and I want to finish this chapter. Again, the same things, it was in the tabular form, as you can see in the picture form, and these were the same things explained here: the traditional models, the example of the traditional models, the example of the internet enabled models, and the example of the mobile related models. They have mentioned ad supported, they have mentioned freemiums, but I don't know why they didn't mention premiums. The premium models are also there, maybe the models which are the business model apps, which requires upfront payment, so you don't see any free version of that. It's directly premium. The freemium is the combination of the premium and the freemium. Some of you may already know that. A customization of the business model, as we already discussed, that it is important to customize the business models because not all models suit or fit your organization. So organizations have to create and they have to redesign and they have to tune their model. A sentence which is the most attractive sentence on this slide is this sentence. And this sentence says, pay attention, that the disruption is something which is giving birth to new business models. In the age of disruption, it is not sufficient to simply copy an existing business model. We discussed disruption in the first chapter. Who can tell me about what is disruption? What did we discuss about disruption? Raise your hands, those who can answer this. What is disruption? Or disruptive technologies or disruptive businesses? But generally disruption. We discussed it in the first chapter, guys. Yes, we are in the third chapter now, finishing third chapter, disruption. We don't have much time for Q&A. We are running out of time. Raise your hands. Yes, Hamid, quickly.
Is it like Netflix when they came into the industry?
Don't give me example. Give me the meaning of disruption. Give me the definition of disruption that I told you. I told you the definition of disruption in the first chapter. Yes, Alia. Alia, your microphone is still not working. Lujan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what is disruption?
Not really sure about the definition.
Okay, Masara, Nur Masara. I already told you in the first chapter. Disruption. It's very important for you to understand. Yes, okay. Already now I'll give an example or a definition. Disruption is the change that occurs when a new technology affects value proposition. Okay, that's a very bookish definition or Googlish definition. The easy definition I gave you of disruption is that when disruption is when when something that your company or existing companies are doing is replaced by something better. That is the easiest definition that I can give you. What is disruption? When the companies are doing something and a new technology comes and it disrupts, it's changed, it stops the previous thing. And the best example of that would be this solar energy things, or the an automobile sector. For example, the electric cars are now disrupting the other types of cars which we have. For example, the gas, the different type of gas that we use in our cars. So the disruption is there. For example, the landline phone was disrupted by the which the mobile and now the smartphones, these are called disruption. And this is very important because disruption shows us the growth or the advancement. So because of the disruption, which is very rapid nowadays, your business models, you cannot copy someone's else business models. That is the reason that this the next important point say that is the reason that disruptive business models create more value, find out new ways. By disruptive business models, in other words, it means that those models which have totally replaced the previous models, or those methods or mechanism which are successful in answering the needs, and or which are successful in fulfilling the needs and wants of the customers, which have not been fulfilled by the other companies. I can write it here for you, but this is important. I think I wrote it earlier as well. I still remember in the first chapter when we say disruptive models. How can I write it very simple and short? So disruptive models could be meeting the unfulfilled needs of the market through innovation. I think that is a short sentence that I can come up with. Meeting the unfulfilled needs of the market through innovation, or it can be replacing the old methods with new methods, old methods of business with new methods of business, something like that. That these are the easy definitions that I'm preparing right now from my own mind. So if you ask me tomorrow, probably I would not remember exactly the same things. That's why I'm writing there, and I would recommend you people write it as well. And when you come up with new methods of fulfilling the needs and wants of the customers, or the needs and wants of the market, which have not been fulfilled previously, you come up with innovation. You come up with these methods through innovation, and this innovation brings or defines value proposition differently than the way it was previously, and that's what is written here. So how can it be done? The entrepreneurs, through brainstorming, through thinking, through continuously improvement, and also through refurbishment of the existing model. Those of you who know that a lot of the successful business models that we have, specifically in the internet, we know that some of these business models originally was by the companies, but it was not successful back then, and someone came and refurbished their models, and it worked. And I remember the example of social media platforms, that a lot of social media platforms were introduced, but they were not as famous as Facebook. I remember before Facebook we had Orkut. I think it already is no more there. So Orkut was exactly like Facebook. I remember I used it when I was in my undergrad, I think, or master's. I don't remember. It was like long ago. And then all of a sudden Facebook came. Facebook refurbished their models, and then they changed it, and now it is famous. So you can also do that, take a model and refurbish it a little faster. This is what you're going to do, inshallah, for this week. And that is the assignment of building a model, a business model, more or less related to the last assignment. So half of the work is already done. And that is what you're going to do for your what do you call, your YouTube channel. And what is that? You have to prepare a business model canvas, which is already here. I'm going to share this this in the form of a screenshot, which you can redraw in MS Word or any other platform, any other app that you're using. For the key partnerships, It includes the business model canvas, includes the key partnership, the key activities, the resources, the value proposition, which you have already done, customer relationships, the channels, the channel of distribution it means, and then the customer segments, target segmentation, then the costs, and then the revenue. A very nice business canvas, a very nice business model. It will help you further improve your understanding of YouTube channel. You can do it for your business as well, by the way. If you have any existing business, you don't want to do it for the YouTube. For the YouTube, it is, I would recommend you to do it for the YouTube. But if you have any business that you have existing business, but your business, not someone else, you cannot copy from someone else, your existing business, you can create a business model canvas for your own business as well. You just have to tell me that. All the elements are important. Who are the key partners that you have, your activities, the resources that is required and that you're using, your value proposition, again, the customer relationship management or CRM, the market segmentation or targeting, the channel of distribution, the cost, and the revenue. One of the things that you have to understand before I jump into the last slide is all elements are necessary. I'm repeating, all elements of the business canvas are necessary. None is sufficient alone. So make sure that you fill in all the things in this business model canvas. It is an assignment that is a good big assignment, just like value proposition, for which you will get good score after completion. It's only 1 page assignment, okay? So don't make it longer than 1 page. Exactly the same. You can redraw exactly the same thing, because I'm going to share the screenshot of this and then try to upload it within a week. So before next class, I'm going to see that, inshallah, that you have a business model developed for your YouTube channel. This is the assignment that I will give you probably some other time, or maybe I'll not give you. That is, which business model element do you think of more, blah, blah, blah. So the business model canvas is the main assignment that I was thinking for this special class. I think that's it for the chapter. We've concluded the chapter, which means that in the coming class, which is on Wednesday, we'll have a Q&A in this chapter. Make sure that you are ready. If you have any question, you can ask me or stay silent forever. No question? Okay.
Sir, one question.
Yes.
You asked me about intermediaries, and I was not actually sure about that, but I looked it up. So can we say that any types of like reviews on YouTube or any other article review on any other website of another product or another service, can those be called intermediaries?
Yeah, well, the definition of